Welcome everybody to part two.
Part two.
Oh.
We are being recorded saying stuff and things.
And stuff and things and what's it?
I don't know, but I know this episode is about some dude who got a book deal pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay, so this episode is kind of a discussion episode, I will say, because I think we have a lighthearted, fluffy side. Of course, we have feral book talk side, and then we have kind of our own thoughts, which will come at the end. We'll try to keep them at the end, but we give our opinions as we go, also. So if we don't make it to the end, know that we try.
It was an attempt.
We attempted.
A valiant
All right,
attempt.
so welcome to As the Pages Turn Part 2. If you haven't, Part 1 is already uploaded, so please go find it. We had a lovely discussion about Danny Francis and Silver Elite. And so this episode, we're having the discussion. I think actually it's another marketing discussion, but this time how you can have a team in place and get shit all your way and ready to go and good to go. And you're done. You don't have to do shit.
Yeah. You don't even have to put out a damn book yet. You just have to have your team.
Okay, I mean, we attempted for 1 minute and 30 seconds, Crystal.
1 minute and 30 seconds before the race came out.
Until our opinions came out.
Yeah, we're not mad at this person, good for them with their marketing. Just a little irritated. Irritated.
Not their fault, though. Just a little, like, I mean, I don't even know if I'm irritated. It's just kind of like, but really. Okay, anyway, let me tell you. So
it's like tiny.
Today we're talking about Luke Bateman. And if you don't know who he is, welcome to the crowd. I didn't know who he was until 2 minutes ago. Well, actually, probably like yesterday when I found out about him.
I didn't even care until 30 minutes ago when I found out about him. I read a bunch of articles.
So basically, there is a rising star on Book Talk, and his name is Luke Bateman. He is a ex-Bachelor, at the show The Bachelor, or The Bachelors. I believe it's it's some kind of Bachelor series show.
I think Australian version.
Maybe the Australian version. Yeah. I don't watch that series. My bad. You know what?
Don't worry about it. I don't watch reality TV.
I have enough housewife show to keep me entertained. I don't need The Bachelor. That's kind of my view on it. But anyway, so he is also a national rugby star for the Canberra Raiders. And in the last month, he decided to join Book Talk. Now, let's just state for the record, we don't have anything against this guy. He seems like a very sweet guy. He evidently is a book nerd who he mentions in the article, like pretty much right out there of like he had a wild dream. Maybe he wanted to be a movie star or an author someday, and and then but he was a rugby star for a while. But I mean, I think you understand from all of our hints that Book Talk likes him. He talks about how if you pulled out a bloody book about dragons out in front of the boys and the team, you'd be getting ripped on it pretty quick. So he very much is, so clearly he's been a book nerd. And you know what? First of all, any person who wants to be a book nerd, I fucking support. Love book nerds. Love my book people.
Yeah, we want to read books. People.
And a lot of book nerds are the ones who end up becoming authors. So you know what? The more the merrier. But this is kind of where we'll get to the discussion. So anyways, he joined Book Talk a month ago. And when I say that Book Talk loved him, I'm actually really just lying. Book Talk was obsessed. He got, on his first video, he got 100K likes within 24 hours.
Well, Book Talk liked him to the point where I am a little concerned.
I mean, feral Book Talk is feral Book Talk. What you gonna do?
Yeah,
he came on and he very much had this, I'm a hot Australian. I mean, hey, go him.
Yeah.
Some of us cannot be born that way. But he got it. He got the good gene. So hot Australian boy who seems very sweet. He seems like he has a very good nature. And he talked about how he had a few people who persuaded him to come on to Book Talk and talk about his love of books. I guess he's read the Akatar series. He did some book reviews, and within like 24 hours, and there's like a bajillion comments on his video. Best believe. Yeah. And some of these comments, man, I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
People who want to climb on him, but that's a different discussion.
I mean, mean, some of these comments though are great, I will say. Hold on. The off-brand of Channing Tatum, that was a solid one. Do you need a wife? My husband will understand.
That was my favorite.
Let's see. Do something. Where was it? My Mrs. loves fantasy books, and I pray on my life she never finds this TikTok. Which I thought was a solid comment.
It is. That was a good one.
And there was, there was a few of the dirtier comments, which I'm not sure I can read on you. Can I read these on YouTube? I don't know that I can.
Don't worry. I'm marking the video for an adult audience, so you can.
Okay, so one of them was, this made my whole week. Wait, I mean my whole week. H&W differential there, Crystal. And another one was raw, I mean aw. So you had a lot of people, and to be fair, there were a lot of people who showed up to to tell him welcome. But some people were very jokingly like, please run and hide. I think one of the comments, which I didn't get a screenshot of, but one of the comments was literally like, book talk girlies have now found you. You are not safe.
Well, that's true. You are not safe from them. They are very feral.
They are friends with many of them. And to be fair, and actually, when we have a narrator interview coming up, which will be delightful, honestly, but I will touch on the feralness of book talk because it can be very helpful for some of these guys' jobs. But also, it's a little off-putting when, like, if I was this guy, I don't know if he's single or not. I did not look into that. But if I was his girlfriend, wife, I would be like, excuse me, ma'am and sir, ma'am.
I think he does have someone, but I mostly saw a picture of someone in a wedding dress. I don't know specifically if that relationship is ongoing or if something happened, because I don't feel like diving into his personal business that much.
And I don't think that's what matters here. So anyways, he joined Book Talk. Book Talk went the cray-cray on him. And I mean, Alistair Marie, who's one of my favorite Book Talk people. Hi, Alistair. I don't think she listens, but I fucking love her. She very much was like, welcome, and then told the crowd, everybody calm the fuck down and, treat him nicely. He very much came off as this very sweet Australian country boy who loves books. And he basically, and in the interview he gave an interview about this. He basically said, I never expected this. He's like, I thought I might get 50 views. The man got 100K within 24 hours. His view, I believe, is at 2 million. I want to say, hold on, I'll double check right now.
While you're checking, I'm not against really what he said, but knowing he was on The Bachelor, knowing he was a rugby superstar and stuff, he had a built-in fan base already. So him getting this type of reaction is not surprising. Maybe he thought, I should give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe he thought nobody would like him for books and only saw him as a sports/sex symbol. But at the same time, it's not really surprising given his background.
So he has 200K likes on his videos, 6,000 comments, 37K shares. Oh, and he's live right now. So I would be I'm tempted to go into that live. But anyway, so
I'm not going because all I know, I'm just doing it to stare at him.
I know, right? So there's a lot of people. The reason why, let me get to the reason why we're talking about this. Because somebody coming on to Book Talk, and especially a guy, because let's be real, Book Talk is a very female-dominated space. A guy coming on who looks good, country boy, talking like, I'm this sweet little thing who reads books. Book Talk went the fuck cray-cray over him, right? And the reason why we're talking about this, and this is where we're going to get into the serious discussion part in a few minutes, is that within a month of him getting noticed, him getting all the attention, he literally went to he went to a book agent. I don't know if he approached them or they approached him. I read 2 different articles that kind of suggested both. So I don't know if he went to somebody or if they came to him. Regardless,
he may have sent a thing out and they came to him later.
Yeah. So in that discussion, though, because of all the attention he had garnered, he basically got given a golden ticket. He got at least 2-book deal. I believe he said he wants it to be 5 books. It's going to be an epic fantasy quest hero type of book. He got a golden ticket. He basically got it handed to him, and he got this very sweet deal handed to him. And he has an agent now. It's Simon and Schuster is the publisher, which is very well known. And haven't we talked about them before, Crystal?
I think we mentioned them. I think were we complaining about something when we mentioned them?
We were talking about them before. So anyways, They are very well known, and within a month, he has no books out, no experience. He's just a book nerd who came on to say hi and got a lot of attention, and he got a golden ticket. Now, here's the thing. Here's where some discussion comes in, and okay, first of all, before the crowd comes, I hope not to bash, but internet is the internet, so I expect everything. Before y'all come running in to be like, you guys are just jealous. Okay, first of all, like we said, he seems like a very sweet guy. He comes off as very earnest. He comes off,
and
you know what?
Him that's the problem. Okay,
exactly.
We're not really pissed at him. He didn't do anything to us personally.
No.
It's just the business.
It's the system. It's the business. And here's the thing, and this is why I think you have two authors here who have some concerns / issues. Because when we have talked about the publishing field, and I don't think we've gone in depth on it, and I'm not going to say we know every single little thing. Neither of us is traditionally published, but we know the pitfalls for being we know how hard it is to get. I mean, you can send your book out to 1 billion publishers and get rejections, which par for the course, right? And you
even
could be
when
a new author
published by a publisher, because from what we've learned from friends who are traditionally published, a lot of times if you're not the publishing house's darling, they still don't push you as hard. You have to do all this mess yourself.
There's a lot of, it's not all the time, but there are people who have been picked up by traditional publishing who have done very well from the indie author space. And then there's some people, but a lot of people who become traditionally published and make it to the best-selling list, a lot of them, now, first of all, it takes hard work, it takes good ideas, and it takes you countless hours of editing, beta readers, ARC readers, putting blood, sweat, and tears, having other authors. There's so much, especially indie authors, we have to market, we have to show up, we have to put a lot of money into this. So when I say it is not easy to get a book deal, especially with the traditional publishing house, please believe me. And so, like I said, it's not actually about him. He, like I said, he seems like a great guy. I wish him luck. I wish him all the luck. I hope he succeeds. And I'll read his book. Hell, I'm a fantasy girl. Give me a fantasy book. Let's fucking do this. Okay?
I'll read his book because I have a review channel and I need to judge my own.
Right? So, I love that he got this, but I think there's a conversation we need to have, especially, and here's when I mentioned the marketing stuff, because this is a guy who's been on a reality show. He's a rugby player. And by the way, they have their own marketing people. They have managers. They have business people. So he has solid connections. He's been in the business a long time. He's been a rugby player for at least, I believe, 5 to 10 years.
Yeah,
he's been on the Bachelor show. Stuff. So he has a team behind him. So let me tell you first, congratulations to his team. Congratulations to his manager. They did a fucking awesome job. They used that they used Book Talk Code Barrel for his ass to a good deal for him. And that's great. That's really awesome.
Fine by us.
That's great. I fucking love it. I love to see somebody succeed. But there's a discussion to be had here about the fact that this is somebody who's well known, has fame behind them, has a marketing team, has a manager. And you know what? It wasn't and this is why I think there's a discussion, is because just kind of, I'm not saying he's lying. I don't think he's lying, by the way. Let me say that. I don't think he's lying.
So either.
But I think that there's a little naivete to him saying, oh, I didn't expect, he literally said, it's been my dream. I didn't expect this. It's so wonderful. I'm so excited. You didn't expect this though? You have a marketing team. You had managers.
And
you
massive
have a
built-in fan base.
Yeah. And so it's I think there's a discussion here that there are so many of us who work so hard, who have the same ideas, who have awesome ideas. And by the way, when I talked about traditional publishing, I know a lot of people who have talked about that, you can't even get picked up by traditional publishing. Until you have a solid amount of books, you have something to show. You have, especially when it comes to series and that kind of thing, because they are looking for that. And there's also a lot of genres where there are authors who have splatterpunk or dark romance or taboo that can't even get picked up half the time because the traditional publishing world
sketchy.
Well, it's not even the sketchy part. It's that the traditional publishing world and society has decreed that some of their topics are not they're not kosher for for society to read. So it's hard. It's a hard knock life in this business to get noticed.
Like I always say, the writing game ain't easy. It ain't easy.
It's not. And so it's difficult. And I think there's a discussion discussion that, and I think somebody said it, Well-Read Nurse on TikTok had a video about this, and she kind of mentions it in it of that, this is somebody who has this solid presence, and she kind of addressed it from a different point of view, but it's basically this, I mean, if you peel the layers back, okay, let's go on the innocent, sweet country boy, just wants a chance kind of thing. Okay, great. But if you peel that back just a little, underneath that, there's fame and a marketing team and all these people who helped him. And it's like he just got this golden ticket a month after he was on a book talk. And when I say that, like, he hasn't written, and the thing is, like, it's kind of understood that if you're an indie author, you have to publish a couple of books before you'll even really get picked up, because you can send your book idea to an agent, you can send your book idea to a publisher, you can send them all your work, you can send them everything, but they're not going to really pick you up right away unless you have some solid chops in your stuff, unless they see that, like, you have put the work in, edit, like, and there's a lot of things there's a lot of steps, I'll say, on this road. And the fact that and let's be real, he's kind of a famous white guy, got this ticket when there's a lot of women authors, women of color, trying to make it and can't, and especially Black authors and Latino authors who can't get a fucking break half the time. And then this person, and again, no hate on him, congratulations to him, because it's not like he did this on purpose. But it's kind of like the system.
He's trying to stop other authors either. He just, in this case, got lucky.
Right?
Well,
it's
not really
system.
Lucky. I shouldn't say lucky.
Not
it's
lucky.
Just the system favored him.
It's the system. And it's like, I think there's a discussion to be had in the space of the world, really, in society, of like, why are we okay? And especially when it comes to book talk and like, oh, here's a hot guy coming into the space, yada, yada, yada. And he just, because he garnered all this interest, he got a book deal. But really, he got a book deal because he had some notoriety. He had, a solid presence online. Like, he had a solid, like, fame presence. And his, I'm not going to say his looks got him here, but that they certainly didn't hold him back. They certainly didn't hold him back. So, and he was born with that. He can't help that, right? That isn't even on him. But it's kind of the fact of, like, the rest of us have to go up so many steps that I think there's a discussion to be had about, like, why is there so many, like, it seems like there are barriers, especially for women authors, especially women of color. Why is there so many barriers to getting that ticket? But yet this person can just walk off the street and a month later, he has a book deal signed, sealed, and delivered.
Them's the breaks, unfortunately, because that's the way the society wants to run.
And that's the thing, is like, and don't get me wrong. Again, I'm glad he got this break. Congratulations. And,
we are not against him getting it.
Yeah. It's like, congratulations. Like, I hope he does really good. But it is a little disheartening, I think, sometimes to be an author and to be writing books and putting your heart and soul into these books and putting the time in to edit and do marketing videos and to try to put yourself out there. And then you hear, like, I've been on Book Talk for about a year and a half. Crystal's been on Book Talk for about a year. Like, it's not like we're not super newbies, but, well, I mean, maybe we've been here. Somebody was telling me we've been here a little bit longer, and I was like, I don't know about that. But
I've been in the author space longer than I've been on Book Talk, but that's a whole different discussion.
Yeah. So it's just this, it's kind of just like, it's just a little, I think I always say, it was stick with the disheartening word. It's a little disheartening when you're an author and you're like, I've been working my butt off. I'm writing these books. Like, I have 2 books published. Crystal, you have what, 2 or 3?
6.
Okay, I was wrong. I'm just gonna turn my head over here and hide.
6 books published.
6 books. I mean, when you look at the amount of work we put in, and I mean, yes, we have a podcast too. So, like, we've been doing some stuff, obviously.
Yeah, but we've been in these trenches for years when you think about it, because I published my first book in 2019, and even then it took me like a year and a half before I could get a few readers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not easy to find your space and find your people and find a community that will even kind of help you. And thankfully we have a very solid community that we found that helps, and we all work together, but it's not easy. And so it's kind of like this idea of standing here and being like, okay, so you're basically a cute guy who had some sports fame and reality TV show fame. And I'm not saying he didn't work hard for that.
All the love
Rugby is a
to
hard
you for
fucking
that.
sport. Yeah, rugby is a hard fucking sport. That's not easy. So he worked his ass off to get where he is. But that he can walk into book talk and 2 minutes later he has a book deal.
Not in love with that 100%. Like good for him, but still kind of pisses everybody who's still working off.
Mm-hmm. It's a little squicky because, and again, it's not about, and that's why I'm saying it's not about him. It's about that society seems to favor, especially when you have women-dominated spaces. You know, they seem to favor, oh, there's the cute hot white guy. Let's look at him. And I mean, it could be a hot black guy for all we know. And I mean, he might get the same fame, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like
it's not as frequent. Usually it has to be a white male who gets the most attention.
And that's the thing. It's like, why is it that we as a society are like, oh, there's a cute, hot, young white guy who's, I mean, well, he's not really young, but like there's a cute, hot white, there's a hot guy who's white, who has, you know, he has a great marketing team and he's definitely playing the innocent country guy up. And he gets a book deal because he had, and hey, again, I'm not hating on him for doing, hey, he did book reviews. That's fucking great. I love it. I love that he read fantasy, but I could also tell you 5 guys right now who did the same shit. And I could tell you 50 women who have done book reviews, who have
one of them.
Exactly. Like, look at Crystal. She has done book reviews. She's an author. She's doing a podcast. Like, she's done all this stuff, and yet she cannot walk it. There's no way that Crystal or I could walk into book talk and instantly get success. There's just no way.
I mean, we've been on here with our friends who are also very talented authors, and none of us have been able to hit rocks that big. And like I said, I'm not against this dude, but he's got all these deals, all this marketing attention, and he hasn't even written a book yet. I'm not saying his book will be fantastic, but I'm also not going to say it's going to be a piece of shit. It's just, he hasn't written it yet, and he's already gotten all the praise.
And I don't even know if it's the white guy thing, because it's like, that's definitely a factor of it. But like, we have a friend who's a white guy who's written a lot of awesome books. They're not, you know, but again, because he doesn't have the fame and the marketing behind him, he doesn't get that kind of view. So it's like, why is it that society is so focused? Like, society seems to fall for this marketing trap. And
we have more than one white guy friend who actually wrote a good book.
I know. I was thinking of Silas when we were talking, but
I know you thought of Silas, and then I was thinking about the others.
I was just like, but it's just.
Interrupting real quick. I got to interrupt real quick. Read The Rise of Tremendous Cantus by Silas Seabrook, because we mentioned him.
We could have said that after the one.
I know. I'm just saying it while it's in their heads.
Okay.
Okay, so continue.
Anyway, and we'll link to him down below. But it's this whole thing of like, there's a lot of authors, and a lot of BIPOC authors, and a lot of BIPOC women authors who have awesome fucking ideas, but they don't have a marketing team. They don't have reality TV show hit. And so because of that, and I'm not saying we're punished, because I don't think that's the word for it, but I think it's this idea that like, oh, basically the guy came on Book Talk, got a lot of notice because he's a sweet guy, but he also has a lot of fucking fans from a lot of areas that came with him, and he also has, you know, a cute face on Book Talk, and he got a book deal in a month. And it's like, it kind of makes you like step back a minute and be like, why? Wait, what? Like, if I'm gonna go,
perpetuates the stereotype when you think about it, because there are a lot of people. You and I keep bringing up how this book stuff is not easy, like all the darn time, but people outside of our spaces think it's easy. Like all of my friends, when I started publishing a book, all my non-book writing friends automatically decided I had a publisher, and even talked about my publisher and stuff. And never once did I tell them I had a publisher, but they just all decided, oh, there had to have been a publisher. And they were treating it like all this was way easier than it is.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people don't see that, like, before somebody gets big, you don't see the work they put in. You don't see the many books they've written. You don't see that they have, like, especially when you're an indie author, and specifically, like, we can only talk from our indie author space, right? But if you're
Well,
an
we
indie
don't do
author,
traditionals.
yeah, but I mean, but most of us are indie authors, and it's like we have to do our own marketing. We have to push ourselves. We have to go to book conventions. We have to spend we have to spend a ton of money
We
to
have to
get
bitch
stuff
with
out
our friends
there.
on podcasts.
Yeah, right. I mean, we have to do a lot of different things to even get kind of a foothold in book talk and get noticed.
Like
And
go
it's
to
like,
book
even
events and hope they're
then,
not sketchy.
right, there's that. And then, I mean, I know authors, I cannot even tell you the amount of authors who have wanted to quit, who have taken a break, who have walked away because they get so disheartened by not getting, they feel like, because we all get imposter syndrome, which, if you don't know what it is, a lot of us get it here on Book Talk, which is this idea that, like, oh, it's like, well, I'm not as good as this person. My stuff doesn't matter. And it's kind of this idea of, like, I'm not as good as this person. Look at what that person's doing. And of course, obviously you should never compare yourself to somebody else, but it's kind of hard not to when you're like, wait a minute, I've been here for a year and a half. I've been pushing books out. I've been trying to market, maybe not successfully, for myself. And this guy was here for 1 month, and all he did was make a few I did a few book reviews. I have a book review channel. I am not on it as much because I'm more into the author thing right now. But
I have
I've done
3
book
years
reviews.
worth of book reviews. No, I have over 3 years worth of book reviews.
I have a solid year of book reviews on my book review channel. And there's no way I've done at least a couple months of those and never had a word of that kind of, like, swamping over of attention. But because I'm not a hot guy with an Australian accent who has this marketing team behind him. So it's just kind of this idea of, like, oh, I never expected this. Really? But you really didn't expect this? Like, maybe he didn't. But also, I want to say, Crystal, everybody's heard that Book Talk has a certain crowd on it, right? The feral Book Talk chick, and all the love to them, because I don't hate them or anything, but they very much, like, you show them a cute guy, it's a female dominated space, they're gonna go on it like hyenas on a fresh kill. So it's just a little. It's like, okay, I understand why you guys gave him, because you want to take advantage of the attention. He has a solid presence. He knows he has managers. He has a marketing team. He knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah,
but
he
it's
does.
like,
and you applaud him for that.
And that's awesome. But it's also like, but then why are we trying to say it in the same? It's like, in one breath, they're like, oh, he's known for this. He's known for this. But then in the same breath, and it wasn't just this article, pretty much all the articles had the same thing about him, right? It was this idea that, like, oh, this just happened out of nowhere. Well, no, it didn't. He had a marketing team.
Did not.
He had a manager.
He was already famous.
He has a hot Australian accent. I'm sorry, I'm saying it. A hot Australian accent will get you a lot of places.
May not have spent 15 whole minutes looking for images of him without a shirt. Do not judge us.
So anyways, it's just like, you could say that you didn't know you were going to get this, but it's like, everybody, I mean, the discussions about Feral Book Talk are pretty public. They're in a lot of different publications. So I feel like, and he even talks about how he had 2 people urge him to get on Book Talk. So it's like, clearly somebody in your team knew, between your face, your looks, and your presence, and their brains, you were going to get ahead. And I mean, it helps that you had this, you had a nice history of being a book nerd, and you are very passionate. And that's, I think, what also attracts people, is he's very passionate in his book reviews. But it's like, I've done book reviews, and I have not had 50,000 guys run up and offer to marry me and tell me I'm the fantasy of their life.
Same here. I don't know. How does that work? I mean, how many book reviews? Is there like a criteria I have to reach to have all these hot guys suddenly tell me I'm the girl their dream?
Right? It's like, where do I go to, like, oh, I guess we have to go on The Bachelor, Crystal. That's
I don't want to go on The Bachelorette. That show
Yeah. We have to go on The Bachelorette. We don't qualify, but I mean, I guess we can try.
We could try, but I don't want to.
I know.
I have to pretend that I have to, I may not be a professional actress, but I have to let my acting go down even lower to even be on par with that show.
I know. And to be fair, I have a boyfriend, so I can't just ditch him for the Bachelor show.
I know.
I feel like that would be rude.
TVs do.
Right.
Yeah, forget your boyfriend who stands by you through thick and thin and cares about your feelings.
Yeah, I'll just go on The Bachelorette. He'll be fine. He'll work it out. It's just, oh my goodness, Crystal. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
It is. It's a little frustrating because we know how hard this consistency. It's like kudos to him, but at the same time, what the hell?
And that's why I was saying it's not really about him because again, he seems like a very sweet guy. He clearly has a good
him. We're pissed off at the system.
He has a good marketing system or a good marketing team, but it's very much about the system, not book talk. Because I'm not going to sit here and crash on book talk. No, it's about the system of our society that says, "Oh, you are a hot guy who has all this attention on you. You have a few reality chops, and you're a sports star. So let's give you whatever you want."
Yeah, because we don't know if he can even write, to be honest. He may be a good avid reader, but we don't even know if the man can write the story yet.
Yeah, and so it's just like, it's like this idea of like, well, wait a minute, like you're telling me that there's no way for either of us, Crystal, to compete in the same space. And we're in this space and we've been in this space.
But one day,
and that's why it's frustrating.
One day our names will get out there, mostly because we have an awesome podcast, but that's besides the point.
Right.
Watch, one of these days we're going to say something on this podcast that causes it to balloon up.
Oh boy. So sooner or later, we'll probably all go viral for saying something stupid and get corrected on it. I bet you money.
That's probably what's going to happen. And then people will be like, what the hell? Then they'll realize we're not joking about writing books. And then read the books and be like, whoa, shit, they can write a story. Then we'll get our movie deals.
It's like I have a 9-book fantasy Greek muse series planned which also will have like a 10th war book. I'm working on my Dragon Shifters book. I have a Jackal Shifter in Space book idea that I have at least 6 chapters written. It's like I have all these ideas, but like what I don't have is a marketing team and a manager. So clearly, but to get that, and by the way, you can get those things. I'm not going to say you can't get those things, but like you get a PA in the book base, you can get more attention, and there's other things you can do.
Yeah,
but it's like to get those things, you have to have money.
Lots
and
of
so
money.
For those of us who are broke, it's like
your two lovely hosts here.
Right, exactly. It's just a little, it's like society, why do we put value? And I'm not saying we can't like a cute face. Hell, I will sit here all day and say half the reason I watch Pirates of the Caribbean is because Johnny Depp. But also he's a good actor.
True. Well, he's
his acting
gives us an excuse, but let's be honest, we like staring at him.
Exactly. So it's like, I understand that society gets fascinated with it, but it's like, as well, it's just a little, it's like, why can't you give the same attention to some of the authors who have been here? And I'm not even talking about us. There are authors who have been here putting in the work, who have been doing their best to get their stuff out, have awesome ideas, have awesome books.
And they don't even get a chance. And
they can't even get a chance.
Those authors. They are very good.
It's just, it's just a little, like, you have to side-eye it, really. You have to side-eye. And so again, all the luck to him. I wish him the best. I'm assuming he'll do great because
he better do great. Otherwise, I will tear him down in my book reviews. I am a reviewer, not a marketing person.
Well, Crystal's going to get him if he doesn't write good, but
I still tell everybody that I made the review. Mia doesn't hold secrets.
But it's just, it was just like, when waking up to that was kind of like, wait a minute, I've been working on this Dragon Shifter book for 2 solid months now, and I'm finally getting to like a little bit of a groove. I'm at like 25k words. I have another 75k to go, and it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Let me tell you, it's a lot of time that I should probably spend with family or this or that, but I'm trying to work on this book. And it's like in between job searching and doing all this other stuff. And it's like, you sit here and you're like, what am I doing wrong? But that's why I'm saying the question isn't even what am I doing wrong? Because I kind of also know what I'm doing wrong. But the question is like, why is society so focused on like, it's kind of a virility issue to me. It's like they're so focused on his virility and like, oh, he's so hot. And I'm comparing him to all these other guys clearly fail. And so I want him. And because I want him, I'm going to give him all this notice, and then, which is going to jump him up. And then his marketing team did what they did. And then now he has a book deal.
My main concern is with him. Well, outside the fact that I'm going to get on the marketing thing in a minute, but my main concern is with him. If he does write a legitimately good book, my concern is there are probably going to be a lot of people who try to drag it down because it did not adhere to their expectations because they got hyped up via the concept of him. Combined with if I don't know how good of a writer he is. And the fact that he's already gotten this book deal. Now, if he said, I got a book deal and, I've been working on this book for a long time, so I'm excited, I would be like, okay. But I don't know if he's even started the book yet or if he's just starting with a concept.
He says he has, he came to them with an idea, because he did. He had the idea when he talked to them. Again, I forget who approached who, because I read a couple different articles that said both. So I can't tell you who approached who, but he went to them. He had this idea in his head for a 5-book series, and they gave him a 2-book deal. So they didn't actually give him the full 5, but they gave him at least a solid 2 books. And it's but here's the thing, for a lot of authors to get to that spot, they have to have written at least 3 to 5 books, have spent time in the space, have edited made sure they have an editor, made sure they have some kind of publicity. And he didn't have to do any of this.
All he had to have was the idea. We talk to other authors all the time. Actually, this morning we were talking to an author who had an idea and they were working on writing that idea. But my thing is that this particular author couldn't just tell us, hey, I have an idea alone. They were writing the book.
Yeah. And it's so it's just and again, he could have started the book. I mean, we could find out soon that he started this book on his own and that's what he brought to them. But
I mean,
what it really feels but what it really feels like is, you showed up, you had a great accent, you had a solid personality,
you had
you had a marketing team and a manager. So this whole idea of but he's so new and he didn't expect this to happen, but really,
he's new to writing, but he's not new to marketing.
Yeah, it's because half this business is marketing. He has marketing people. For sure, he has a manager. So it's no, there's no way he just walked in and thought, oh, nobody's going to like me. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
He may have felt humble because he may have not gotten recognition for this side of him before. He may have always wanted that, but don't tell me you're shocked. You're already a big name. For God's sakes, you were on The Bachelor. Women only watch that thing to have wet dreams. So just no.
Crystal. It's just anyways, again, I wish him the best. I hope he has a wonderful time with his books, and I hope he enjoys the process.
Me too.
And just don't let imposter syndrome get him down. But it's also kind of just why is society this way? Why?
I don't know. All I know is you and I better get our books done so that we can start reaping some kind of reward.
I know, man, this Dragon Shifter book, when I am done with it, I'm probably going to sleep for a week in between whatever job I get. So.
And when I am done with my Mafia, because I moved back to the Mafia Christmas book, because I got to write that.
Yeah.
Along with my book about that witch who was being abused, and my fairy tale series, and the many, many other books I've been telling you I've been working on, because I just got back to my whole Goblins book. When I finish all of those, hopefully our stories will get some recognition, because I've been at this since I think 2019. Dang.
Yeah. Anyways, Crystal, I think I don't know that we have anything new else.
We squeezed the lemon and gotten all we can out of it.
Pretty much. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's like you're out of words. You're like, so this guy has an idea for a book and he gets a book deal. Meanwhile, the rest of us have to write the motherfucking book and prove that we can write a book before we even get maybe I might look at it.
Right. It's just
lost for words.
Which is hard for me to be lost for words because I talk so much. So I wish, Luke, I wish you the best of luck. I definitely, whatever book you come out with, I will definitely read it because I'm curious to see what you have. But I hope he does not take this for granted, is all I'm going to say.
Luke, you better not take this shit for granted. You better not try to just flounder with this book. You better put your heart and soul into it. I will not judge you for putting your heart and soul into it. What you better do, because if you mess up this book, I am the book review channel person here, the serious book review channel person here. My butterfly score is more coveted than the damn Amazon stars. You should see it. All the authors are nervous and desperate to get a high score with the butterfly.
Oh my goodness.
So you better write a good book. Because if you write a bad book, you will get a low butterfly score.
Oh no. I still, by the way, Luke, I haven't even gotten my butterfly score, and I'm on pinwheels. So
she won't stop asking me how many butterflies she's had, and I haven't been able to read her book yet.
I'm just also. Do we have to bring up the chocolate?
I told you I'm going to remind my cousin to bring it.
I mean, it's been years since that conversation.
I only met you like this last year.
It's been 8 years we've talked. 8 years, Crystal, I've been wanting
8 years,
chocolate.
nothing. We didn't hear
8
about this
years.
sometime.
8
What was
years.
it? We didn't hear about Ghani and chocolate till it was almost
8
December.
years later. 10
I
years
have
later.
not known you for 8 years.
8 years I've been
you in
waiting for this
2020.
chocolate.
And then we realized we rant about books a lot, so we're like, let's start a podcast.
Right. But again, 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I tried to get some chocolate, and I have been waiting ever since. Just saying.
You just want some Ghanaian chocolate. I know.
I do. I'm just a girl searching for Ghanaian chocolate. What do I have to do? Anyways, and here's another shout out to Ghanaian people and their chocolate. We love you. I would love to taste you. I've never tasted it before.
Taste chocolate, not taste them.
I said taste the chocolate.
Okay, I thought you said taste you.
No, I said taste the chocolate. Or that's what I meant to say. I think I'm tired. Anyways,
probably,
which is probably
in a mood about this.
That's probably the timer telling us, oh, it's time to end the episode. But I just really want chocolate, so that's why I was waiting. I was hoping you would wait just give
July.
It to me.
My cousin says that he's coming in July. If he brings enough chocolate, he'll send you a bar.
So I have to wait another 2 years for chocolate, is what you're telling me.
Like, maybe they're trying to come and visit, and I'm getting a barrage of people visiting. I told them to bring me a dress and chocolate.
Oh my God. All right. Well, anyways, you guys, don't worry. I'll keep you up to date on the chocolate, but thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please leave comments if you have anything to say.
Subscribe, please. The YouTube algorithm does not be cruel to us, because the YouTube algorithm be mean.
And also to the one person who disliked our AML video, hi, nice to meet you. I'm glad you watched it. I'm happy people watched it.
Yeah. To that one person who disliked it, which I know y'all can't see it, but it happened. And when we saw it, we busted out laughing so hard.
You know what? It's always, when you have the lovers or the haters, it doesn't matter who. There's always some love there. There's some love buried.
Yeah. It makes us happy that you paid attention to us, because that's all the dislike did. Showed us that you cared enough to pay attention.
Anyways, you guys, please like and subscribe. We will have our links down below, right? Yep. We have our links below. Please follow us. We do have, we will have updates on our stuff as we go. I know Crystal's going to have some book ads added, and yes, I will make one sooner. Sure, make one. I'll make one within a couple of days. So love you guys. Hope you had a wonderful Memorial weekend, and we will see you next week for our politics episode, and we will be talking about the big, not so beautiful bill.
The big shit of a clusterfuck.
I mean, have we decided on a name for it? We have so many names.
I think we called it big shit of a bill, big poop of a bill, big turd of a bill, big nightmare.
It's a lot of names. Anyways,
big
you guys,
apocalypse coming.
Thank you guys so much for watching us. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Okay, bye-bye. We love y'all.
Bye.